Hey everybody, this is Casey with Brazos Motorsports. I'm going to talk a little bit about why it's important to make sure to keep your unit clean, especially the suspension components, and I'm going to show you an example of what happens when they corrode and seize up. So I'm going to spin this camera around real quick. So what you see here is these are the bushings that go inside of a control arm, specifically a lower front control arm on this specific Ranger. As you can see, it's supposed to have an end cap, the sleeve in the center, and two plastic bushings. What you see here is a unit that obviously everything is rusted from not being maintained properly, and what happens is the bolt that runs through the center of all of this gets seized inside of this sleeve. Well, at that point, you can't get the A-arm out because that bolt is seized in there, which results in us having to cut the A-arm away in order to get to this sleeve and cut it so that we can hammer basically the bolt and the components out of the control arm. So what was originally replacing these components has now become cut it out, replace the entire control arm with all new bushings and sleeves and caps. It takes a job that, I mean, these aren't cheap as it is, but when you start looking at replacing control arm, you can throw another couple of $100 on top of that, plus the additional labor to cut all of this stuff out of the frame without damaging the frame. So it is very important. Those of you that enjoy mud riding, it's even more so. When you get the unit home, do your best to make sure that the suspension components, the A-arm bushing, stuff like that, are washed clean, because if you let that mud sit there, this is what's going to happen. And it is a nightmare to get that stuff apart without damaging anything else. So a not fun to pay for job starts here, and a real pain and a very expensive job ends up here. So to prevent that from happening, make sure you're cleaning your unit properly. Spraying, you can spray the bushings and stuff with white lithium grease. If they're non-serviceable, they don't have a grease cert. Basically anything you can do to help keep these lubricated is going to benefit you in the long run. And as always, the cleaner you keep that unit, the more it's going to benefit you. So I'm going to spin this camera back. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to us. And now you know, with Brazos Motorsports and Tractor and Equipment. If you got any questions, give us a call. Thank you.